is kept in a deprefund account named as depreciation fund account balance, and that amount is utilized to replace the asset over a number of years in a long run when the useful life of the asset is no more, or that gets over. Next feature is the depreciation is used in respect of tangible fixed assets only. As I already covered, that we have seen the chart that when or in which type of asset the depreciation is calculated. So depreciation is on only fixed tangible assets. It is not used for intangible assets like goodwill, patents, copyrights, etc., as well as in case of natural resources, mines, quarries. The word depreciation does not directly come, but instead of that, the word depletion comes. Generally, the word depletion is also mean that the gradual reduction in the value of wasting assets. As wasting assets are shown in the balance sheet at cost, and over number of years it is amortized or written off. So the valuation of depreciation is much important in case of fixed tangible assets. What are the causes of depreciation? Due to what reasons the depreciation is to be calculated and shown in the books of assets? Depreciation is a expenditure through which it is shown in the profit and loss account or income statement on the debit side. So we should know what are the reasons, what are the causes for depreciation. The first reason is a permanent fall in the value of asset. As year by year there is a permanent fall in the value of asset, so the depreciation is required to calculate to replace the asset in a long run. While when the useful life of the asset gets over, at that time the firm, the organization cannot have a amount which can be which they can purchase the asset. Through depreciation, year by year the amount is kept aside in a depre fund, and that is utilized to replace the asset. So that is one of the reason, as in the value of fixed asset there is a permanent fall. The next reason is wear and tear. As fixed assets are used in a business for a longer time period, so due to wear and tear also the value of the asset gets reduced, it's declining. Through also wear and tear, the depreciation comes and the value of asset is to be valued and depreciation is calculated. The another reason is exhaustion. Exhaustion is generally this word comes in the industries where mainly the chemical industries are there. Evaporation. Though certain chemicals are manufactured or are reproduced, there are certain chances that somewhat or some percentage of 1%, 5% chemicals are evaporated in air, in atmosphere. So, in such type of industries, there are 100% chances of that whatever are manufactured, they will not be the 100%. So even in such type of the assets which are used, they will not be 100%. So in that case also, they will utilized at a certain proportion. So in such case, the depreciation comes, whereas there is a exhaustion. The asset which are used, they are only up to certain extent. The next reason is weather. Even due to weather, the value of the asset get reduced. Like chemical industries, like soda ash industries, the assets which we see when it is acquired and after certain tenure like 5 years, 10 years, they will not be in a same condition as we have acquired in any particular year. So due to that reason also, weather is also one of the cause behind calculation of the depreciation. The next is efflusion of time. Passing of the number of years. Like if any asset is acquired in the year 2010 and right now it is 2017. So after 7 years, due to passing of this number of years, the asset value, the output that asset giving is not the same. So the value of the asset is reducing year by year. So that is one of the reason through which we can calculate the depreciation. The another reason is obsolescence. As we know that due to technology, the value of the asset or the assets which are already acquired in a business, they are no more in a use or they are obsoleted. The new assets which are very much technology savvy. So as compared to this, the old assets which cannot be used in a same manner. So due to this reason also, obsolescence, the depreciation is calculated. The other reasons of efflusion of time, patents, like when we acquire patents, they are to be written off, they are to be amortized in number of years, like 15 years, 25 years, 30 years. So after 15 years, whatever patent acquired, they will not remain as it is. So due to that also, the amortization process is to be done. Weather, rainfall, any other reasons, the value of the asset get reduced. And in such case, the term depreciation comes. Now, from the next slide, I am going to explain on what are the objectives of depreciation. The first objective regarding calculation of depreciation is maintaining integrity of the capital and replacement of asset. This is one of the most important objective of depreciation. As I told you that whenever any asset is acquired, that involves a huge amount of funds blocked into the value of the asset. The asset which cost 10 lakh rupees in the 2010, which will by using year after year will decline. So that's why for replacement of such asset after the useful life gets over, the same fund will be utilized in future. So that is one of the objective of calculating depreciation. The another objective, it corrects the calculation of profit. The depreciation is a revenue nature expenditure. So while showing the depreciation in P&L account on debit side, it corrects the true profit of a business. As you know that in accounting concepts and convention, we have a matching concept. So the revenues are matched with the expenses incurred. The expenses which are incurred, which are significant in a business, they are shown and to be matched. So through this also we calculate depreciation, and this is also one of the objective of calculating depreciation. Another objective of calculating depreciation is to present a true and fair view. In balance sheet, the assets are shown at a book value. Acquisition price less depreciation. So balance sheet also shows a true and fair view, and this is also one of the objective behind calculating depreciation. Another objective is it is a legal compliance. It is mandatory, it is compulsory to calculate a depreciation and shown in income statement. As per Companies Act 1956, recently Companies Act 2013, and as per Income Tax Act 1961, it is mandatory to calculate a depreciation and shown in books of accounts. So due to this, there are importance how the depreciation is calculated and whether the correct value is shown in balance sheet as well as in P&L account. These are the methods of depreciation. Different firms, organization, companies even, they use these methods like straight line method or fixed installment method. The second is reducing balance method or diminishing balance method, annuity method, sinking fund method, insurance policy method, depletion unit method, revaluation method, machine hour rate method, mileage method, production method, global method, double declining method, accelerated method, and years digit method. Among these 14 methods of depreciation, firms, institutes, and joint stock companies. Mainly, they use either a straight line method or a fixed installment method or a reducing balance method. Fixed installment method or reducing balance method, they are mostly used by the firms as well as by the corporates. As per the Companies Act 2013, recent amendments, apart from the method used, now the useful life of the asset is mainly concentrated and on which the depreciation is calculated. What are the bases of calculating depreciation? What is required to calculate the depreciation? The first is asset, the value of the fixed tangible asset. The next, estimated working life of the asset, which is determined by experts. This is a very important point regarding tangible fixed asset. How the useful life of the asset is determined? Based on the various views given by the experts, they decide what is to be or what is the value of the asset and what would be the useful life of the asset. Based on this useful life, the depreciation is calculated. The next is repairs and renewals. What amount of repairs and renewals would going to occur in the value of asset? This is also one of the criteria through which we calculate, or that is also one of the emphases on calculating depreciation. The next is additions and extensions made during the year should be considered